Thinking in English, unlocking the key to language mastery. Language is a fundamental tool that shapes the way we perceive the world. For those learning English as a second language, achieving fluency often feels like a distant dream. However, one powerful strategy can bridge the gap between speaking and understanding, thinking in English. When learners train their minds to process thoughts directly in English, they experience a transformative shift that accelerates fluency, enhances confidence, and opens the door to genuine communication. The challenge of translation. Most beginners in any language rely on their native tongue as a crutch. They translate words, phrases, and even entire sentences into their first language to make sense of what they hear or read. While this method may work initially, it creates a significant barrier to fluency. Constantly translating back and forth slows down comprehension and makes conversations awkward. Moreover, certain ideas and expressions in English have no direct equivalent in other languages, leading to confusion and miscommunication. Thinking in English eliminates this intermediary step. It allows learners to interact with the language naturally, much like a native speaker. By bypassing translation, learners can focus on context, meaning, and intention rather than struggling to find exact word-for-word matches. Why thinking in English matters? Thinking in English is more than just a technique, it is a mindset. It immerses learners in the language, encouraging them to adapt their mental processes to English grammar, vocabulary, and cultural nuances. Here are some reasons why it is essential. Improves fluency. When learners think in English, their speech becomes smoother and faster. They no longer pause to search for translations, which leads to more natural conversations. Builds confidence. Speaking a new language can be intimidating, especially when worrying about making mistakes. Thinking in English helps learners internalize the language, reducing hesitation and boosting self-assurance. Enhances understanding. By processing thoughts in English, learners gain a deeper grasp of idiomatic expressions, slang, and context-specific meanings that might otherwise get lost in translation. Develops cultural awareness. Language is deeply tied to culture. Thinking in English exposes learners to English-speaking cultural norms, humor, and subtleties, fostering better communication. Practical steps to start thinking in English. Transitioning from translating to thinking directly in English takes effort, but it is achievable with consistent practice. Here are 7 actionable steps to help. Start small. Begin by naming objects around you in English. For example, when you see a table, say, table, in your mind. Gradually expand to describing actions, such as, I am eating, or, the cat is sleeping. Use English in daily activities. Try to narrate your day in English. For instance, while brushing your teeth, think, I'm brushing my teeth with toothpaste. This simple exercise helps create an internal dialogue in English. Practice with visuals. Look at pictures or watch videos and describe what you see in English. This reinforces vocabulary and trains your brain to think without translating. Limit translation. Force yourself to avoid reverting to your native language. Use an English-to-English dictionary instead of bilingual ones to strengthen your understanding of definitions and synonyms. Immerse yourself. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Listen to English music, watch movies without subtitles, and read books or articles in English. The more exposure you have, the easier it becomes to think in the language. Use journaling. Write about your thoughts, experiences, or goals in English. Journaling not only improves writing skills, but also helps organize your thoughts in English. Engage in conversations. Speaking with native or fluent English speakers forces your mind to think in English to keep up with the conversation. Even practicing with a language partner or a friend can make a significant difference. Overcoming challenges. Thinking in English is not without its difficulties. Learners often feel frustrated when they cannot express complex ideas or struggle with unfamiliar vocabulary. These challenges, however, are opportunities for growth. Accept imperfection. Remember that making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Do not aim for perfection, instead, focus on progress. Expand vocabulary gradually, build your vocabulary step by step. Learn a few new words daily and incorporate them into your thoughts. Stay patient, transitioning to thinking in English takes time. Celebrate small victories and trust the process. The psychological benefits of thinking in English. The impact of thinking in English goes beyond language learning. It also enhances cognitive flexibility, the brain's ability to switch between different tasks or thoughts. This skill is valuable in problem solving, creativity, and decision making. Additionally, thinking in another language has been linked to making more rational decisions. Studies show that people tend to approach problems more analytically when thinking in a non-native language. For English learners, this cognitive shift can lead to clearer, more logical thought processes. Real-life stories of success. Many language learners have shared how thinking in English transformed their abilities. For instance, Maria, a Spanish-speaking student, struggled with speaking English fluently despite years of study. She began practicing internal dialogues in English during her daily commute. Within months, Maria noticed a significant improvement in her confidence and fluency. Similarly, Ahmed, a businessman from Egypt, used English podcasts to immerse himself in the language. He made a habit of summarizing each podcast episode in his mind in English. This practice not only enhanced his listening skills but also helped him think in English during meetings with international clients. The role of technology. Modern technology offers countless tools to aid the process of thinking in English. Language learning apps, such as Duolingo, Babbel, and Rosetta Stone, provide interactive exercises that encourage direct engagement with English. AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants like ChatGPT also offer opportunities to practice thinking and conversing in English. Social media platforms, online forums, and video sharing websites allow learners to connect with English speakers worldwide. Engaging in these communities fosters practical use of the language and reinforces the habit of thinking in English. A lifelong skill. Thinking in English is not just a stepping stone to fluency, it is a lifelong skill that evolves with you. As you continue to grow in your mastery of English, thinking in the language becomes second nature. It enables you to navigate diverse environments, connect with people from different cultures, and embrace global opportunities. Conclusion. Learning to think in English is a game changer for anyone striving to master the language. It bridges the gap between knowledge and fluency, fostering confidence, understanding, and cultural connection. While the journey requires effort and patience, the rewards are immense. By adopting this mindset and practicing consistently, you can transform your relationship with English and unlock its full potential in your personal and professional life. So, take the first step today and let your thoughts flow freely in English. The world is waiting for your voice.